All right, it is almost 2:30, Friday, the 13th, and we are live now. We'll be going officially starting as soon as the email notification goes out. Hello, hello. Happy Friday. Just getting everything set up here. What else do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 instruments now. Galaxy X, Nordic Cello, Drum Machines by Audio Thing, Pads and Drones plug-in combo. We also have some Karanye sounds stuff. There's one I forgot to install from that, I think. Oh, what does that say? I need to change my current resolution. Well, I can't do that. I'm already streaming. Whoops. Oh well. How's it look? Does it look terrible? Is everything completely messed up? Is the world gonna end? Log in. God, I hate remembering passwords. I know I didn't change my password for this and it says it's not right. I love that. I know there's another product in here with the Karani Sounds thing that I didn't install. Anyway, the email hasn't gone out. We're all setting up, obviously. This is very... How is everyone doing? How was your weekend? Not weekend. How was your week? How's the new year? Everything feels the same, but with less time for relaxing this far. Well, me too. No, what am I looking for? Polyscape 2. That's what I'm looking for. Can we get a deal for Cubase? No. Ask Steinberg. Don't ask me. No, I'm not retired. I wish. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Yeah, I've always owned Cubase. For various reasons, I'm been using it again. Mostly because of navigation and larger templates. I got this light here that's like rechargeable and it barely has any light. Where's my thing? There's a little brighter. All right, today we're going to check out a few different instruments as usual. Nordic cello is pretty interesting. Galaxy X keys is also better than I expected, or different than what I expected. Has Mesosphere crashed it? No. Yeah, there might be something going on with my might be a really crappy resolution right now. I was like recording, the videos, and this screen is 4K, and I was trying to scale it, and I don't think it did it properly. My last video I uploaded was really crappy as far as resolution and like for this screen capture. So it's very possible it could be like that this stream, which will get fixed. It should have been fixed already, but anyway. Yeah. Last stream we were on Studio One. Yeah, I've used 3 different DAWs since I've been with audio plugin deals. So FL Studio, Cubase, and Studio One. Studio One and Cubase I got around the same time. I used them like interchangeably. I've pretty much moved back to Cubase, at least for now. At least for like big composing projects and orchestra stuff. That's the cello. So this Galaxy keys, I am on like the newest Mac OS. And I'm going to note this real quick. This engine is not officially supported. But as you can see, here I am using it without issue. But we couldn't put that on the, the product page that it's like officially supported, because it's not. So this one was really unique. I didn't know what to expect. I hear Galaxy X keys, I think just of like electric pianos, which I don't really go out of my way to buy, right? But there was pretty much nothing normal electric piano about it. Because like we look in the presets here, default, that's nothing. The presets here, like atmospheres, all these different things. So I really expected to load it up and it would be, a Galaxy electric piano. But it has a lot of cool stuff. So we're going to check some of that out. Stuff like that. Let me make sure that my giveaway thing. Okay. Yeah, we've never done any deals from UHE, Avenger, or Dune 3, and I don't see it happening anytime soon. Which Rompler thing? The engine? This one? This sampler. I have a bunch of UHE stuff. Repro, Zebra 2, and Diva. So this licensing, I can literally do it right now and show you because I haven't registered. So what we're doing right now is showing you how to actually register your libraries for the engine, which is engine 2 is a VST that like Eduardo Terralante stuff runs in that, all that kind of stuff. Oh no, you can see my serial numbers. You're gonna steal it. No, so Galaxy X keys. I don't like the engine. It's like it looks really old and clunky. It works though. So anyway, you load it in as a VST or whatever, AU, AAX, and we go to install the libraries. I'd go over here to preferences and hit libraries. You can see I have 2 here. I'll go ahead and add a library. Go to where it is. I have a bunch of them here. I'll add Dark Era. Open that folder, hit open, it'll load. And then I'll insert a new instance. Best service. And I'll load up the thing I just did. And it'll have like, oh, well, I've already activated on this computer. Usually, okay, it would have a little prompt that would show up. And it would give you a code. And I'd go here. On my best service page where I purchased it, hit new activation, enter that, and then it is activate on my computer. Dark Air is really good, by the way. Remove. All right. So the Nordic Cello, we'll start with that because some people expressed interest. So you guys remember we did a deal on something called the Nordic contrabass. And this is the same concept as that, same company, obviously. It's not really focused on deep sample, though it does have legato and some articulations. It's kind of unique in just building textures and stuff like that. So you have 2 different mic positions, room mic, and then a DI, direct input. And this ice here, I love the ice. It just adds dry. It adds ice, obviously. It sounds huge, ambient. Best budget full orchestral plug-in, 200 pounds or less. You ain't getting I'll be honest, you ain't getting nothing for 200 pounds or less. That's going to be like fully featured. Besides maybe like Nucleus Lite, which is $99. Full version Nucleus is like 450, 400. So your best bet is to wait for a sale, get Audio Imperial Nucleus, best service. The Orchestra also has a light version. I don't like the sound of that one as much, but I think the engine's actually really, really useful, and I like the overall concept of it. So we've turned the ice up. CC01 controls the dynamics there. Mod wheel. And so now I can just kind of hold a note and I let it go, and it just kind of rings out forever. Very nice tone to it. Kind of unique, you know? I'm not sure about the question about contact. If it says it requires a certain version of contact, some 6 point whatever or later, there is no workaround, unfortunately. That's what they, you know, that's what they developed the library for. They developed it using that, so there's no actual workaround for that, except just upgrading. So the different articulations are going to be down here. Right now, what is this? This is called Harmony of the North. I don't know why. It's just a sustain. And then we have a few different actual changeable articulations there. So I can change the bank over here, basically. So I selected Harmony of the North. Then once I load that up, in these yellow keys, there are different key switches for slightly different articulations or variations of this Harmony of the North patch. So this one's kind of just a normal sustain. You can turn the ice a little bit down, so just a sustain note. Can play polyphonically, a little bit of vibrato. Then I can change the articulation. So you get a almost harmonic type sound. Which again, if you turn this ice up, that sounds really, really... It is velocity sensitive, so the harder I press the keys, the more... the more pronounced the sound is going to be. So that is the second articulation in Harmony of the North. Really nice, really beautiful. You can play it up a little bit higher, and again, just kind of like gently... You get a really nice kind of ambiance to that. Now again, turn on the ice just so you can hear like the difference between, so they're not so drowned in reverb. Going on to the next articulation here. So again, you can hear slightly different, a little bit of movement there in the bowing. It's kind of slow and maybe a little bit of movement there when they were recording those samples. This one is full version of Contact. I'm checking questions now. Does the arpeggiator change? No, the arpeggiator goes with the This is a global control, the ice, the reverb. It's a global control, so if you turn on the arpeggiator, it will, obviously, we'll do that with like staccato type notes. I'm moving on to the next articulation. Oh man, it's a very scratchy. So again, you start to see the uniqueness, the unique nature of this library, and the different kind of textures it has as opposed to just standard deep sampled cello. Thoughts on 8 Dio's orchestra libraries? I love Century Strings, Century Brass, the Clare woodwinds are there. Those are all very good orchestral libraries that if you can get, they always have sales. So those are definitely worth it. Majeska, it's too big. Not bad, I mean, but I don't really like it. The dogs aren't here. I'm leaving. No, just kidding. They're downstairs. I was just with them. Is there a neighbor? This one is contact full, no serial number. You'll load it over here in your quick load or file browser. Yeah, that was my someone asked about the $200, 200 pounds or less. My first thought was that pallet that we did a deal on. Very possible we might do something else with them. We've worked with Red Room Audio more than once, so that palette symphonic sketchpad, if it drops below 200 on a sale, it's a good one as well. SSD from what you guys, you know, I have like, I literally have at least 20 solid state drives, external and internal. Yes, I'll show more articulations of this. There's just been a lot of questions. Yes, it does have its own sound, very detailed and textured, right? So you get the mic position and a DI, so you don't get like room, like far surround mics, close mics, all that stuff. A little bit more intimacy and detail to it, even with just the room mic. Yeah, so this, what is this scratchy articulation called? I know there's like, you know, a variety of bowing techniques where they bow close to the bridge, and it sounds like that. Maybe like Sol Ponticello, something. I'm not positive. I can't remember the exact name of it, but there is a name for it generally. But this one in particular, again, has like movement in the kind of like overtones, harmonics in the sound. And you've got a consistent movement to it. It really sounds like if you play on a guitar, like if your guitar's plugged in and you're just like pressing on the string and playing it down to where you're creating a harmonic, but you actually move your finger and it creates like a different look, I got completely tangled. It creates a different overtone that's kind of constantly moving, is what I kind of hear in that. So it's very, so it's like they're bowing a note and like it's moving, the actual overtone is going slightly up and down. It's pretty interesting. That was that one. Now we'll check out the final one. So this is like a swell, which are really nice. And yes, we have staccato, all that stuff. It's 3 o'clock. Let's do our first giveaway and we'll continue to check this out. Is the new Kirk Hunter Kinetic Strings Plus going to be on APD sale soon? I don't know. I'll literally check to see if it's in the pipeline. I don't think so, but I mean, it's already, I'll tell you this, like, so I know how these, there's certain companies, I know exactly how they work. So I'll tell you exactly what's going on once I look at the actual page. I didn't even know about this until it popped up in my feed that Simeon did a video on it. So what is it? Looks like an expansion, maybe. So yeah, if it's on their intro price right now, it's not gonna go any cheaper. However, I would not be surprised if after that intro thing is over, or like in the middle of it, they'll put it on APD and work with them and say, we've extended the intro price. It's not going to get any cheaper than what it is right now. At least not, next week or something like that. Oh, we don't do numbers anymore for the giveaways. Yeah, I will. I'm not done looking at the Nordic cello. Have no fear. All right, we're gonna do a giveaway. So all you gotta do to be eligible for giveaways is be active in the chat and say something. So we're looking at staccato now. We're listening to the staccato right now. And again, we have a few different staccato or short articulations again in those yellow key switches. So I'm trying to just go through the dynamic range there very softly to more bite, a little more dig on the bowing there at the higher velocities. Yes, this instrument does require the full version of Contact. If you ask me a question during a giveaway when everyone's typing, I most likely won't see it, and then I have to like scroll up and try to find it. I'm not telling you not to do it, but just be aware if you ask me something I don't answer, it was probably during a giveaway when everyone's typing and it got lost. All right. We're going to roll it. First winner, Gizmo. You won. Oh, you won a $50 gift card, by the way. If you're new here, you don't know how the giveaways work. So this one, we're going through the short articulations. Again, this is like that really scratchy. All right, so user Gizmo, you won a $50 gift card. Unless you don't want it. So I understand you just came in and you don't know what's going on. So you won a $50 gift card. So you won. What we do here is giveaways, and I'll randomly select a user in the chat. So Gizmo, you won a $50 gift card to our site. And you email support@audioplugin.deals, and they will get that to you. So you know what? It's also very possible someone might just pop in and they get selected and they don't even have any idea. So there have been a lot of questions today, and I'm happy to answer. What's the difference between this instrument, what I was playing, the Nordic cello, and Sound Iron Hyperion strings? This Nordic cello is a solo cello player, only one cello being performed. Hyperion strings, I believe, is an ensemble. If they do have a Hyperion solo strings, they will have a solo cello. But there are always, with every library like this, there's going to be differences in how it was captured, what type of samples they do, or sampling techniques they do, all that kind of stuff. So I do not have Hyperion strings. I believe it is only ensemble strings. I could be wrong, and if there is cello strings or solo strings, you possibly would get a solo cello, but it's not going to have it's going to have different articulations and whatnot and a different sound to it. So we will continue to check this out. I'm reading the stuff. I tried that free BBC program, but is there something that sounds better with more control? You know, I do like the BBC Symphony Orchestra quite a bit. As far as free, Project Sam, free orchestra. So anything free is not going to offer you a lot of control, and it's not going to be very deeply sampled. This one here, if you go online, search for Project SAM, S-A-M, all caps. SAM is all caps. The free orchestra, this is a contact player library. It has a variety of articulations and whatnot. And it sounds very, very good. It's more modern and polished and more like media cinematic as opposed to BBC, which is more like traditional orchestra. Rest in peace, Jeff Beck. Yes, absolutely. Sad. This instrument does require the full version of Contact. I'm reading. I know I need something to entertain you while I'm reading. There's so much today to read. Someone's knocking on my door. So did we ever find Gizmo? Gizmo, are you here to claim your gift card? So yeah, I'm going to talk about the deals. There's just too much going on right now. After all this, there's like so many questions about this stuff. However, I'm more than happy to talk about this, and we do this all the time after I do the giveaways and the deals. So when everyone else, all the people who are only interested in giveaways, they leave, and then we can talk about, you can ask me whatever. Because I could go on all day about that stuff, but there's too much to, you guys are asking all this stuff, and I got to show this. Asking is fine, but just like when there's all this in-depth stuff about stuff that's not the deals, which is what I'm paid here to show you, then I will address it at the end of the stream. More than happy to. All right, so Nordic cello. We're still going through this. The short articulations. There's the scratchy one. There's a more of a plucked. Yeah, I do like that one a lot. So this one sounds like more of a movement type bowing. Now, someone said earlier one of them sounded like it was in reverse. You can actually reverse any one of these samples by hitting that. So that I just reversed that same sample I just played. There's a very long tail, so it takes a moment. pulling them down. And there it comes in. So you can reverse any of these sounds. So I love articulations like these. It's like a recorded dynamic bowing, just a little swell, right? All right. So those are the staccato or short articulations, but they're not all pure staccato. We'll move on to pizzicato. Yeah, we do live streams every 2 weeks. Yeah, I think BBCSO Pro is a very good library, a very good deal. Core and the free one, back to what we were talking about, they're not going to offer you a lot of control over the sound because of the mic positions, but they will offer you a lot of control over the articulations. I really like that. So these are just various pizzicato plucked sounds. So how could you use this in a track? I'm getting ideas just listening to this, right? We could even use something as simple as that, right? Add delay. You could use it in pretty much any genre. Nice little accents there. Okay, you stop. So these are more of the plucked articulations. That's probably my favorite so far, though. So you add the delay in there, and it very beautiful, kind of ping pong delay there. That one I can hold down, and there's some vibrato there. It's interesting. So it's plucked, but it's kind of held, and there's some vibrato. Move on to the next one. A lot more abrasive, more of a, they pluck the string and it slaps against the fretboard. More of a slappy sound there. And then they have some of these where they'll play a note and then they'll tune up or slide up on the string, which sound very kind of comical. Moving on to trem. I'm not using any reverb plugin. This is all the built-in effects of this library, the Nordic Cello. The reverb is actually this. If you buy this and you want to know how to get that sound, the ice control here. I know it says reverb here, which they have a variety of reverbs. What I'm actually using to get that huge is the ice and then some delay. So the ice control is a lot bigger than your typical, say, like room or like spring or plate reverb. Sliding fourths. So you play a note, slide up a fourth. They also have sliding fifths, or no, they don't. Sliding down, sorry. So sliding up to the fourth and then sliding down. So the sliding up and sliding down can be really cool. I use articulations like this because you really can't play that in, right? The way they slide in between the notes. So I like to use it when I'm holding a chord. So I'm playing the D and the A, and they both start the root note and slide up to the fourth, which is very interesting sound. And then you can also do sliding down. Oops. So yeah, you can control the timing of everything using this time warp function. It'll sync to your DAW's tempo, and you can say what percentage so you want them. So 100% they'll do 120 BPM and so on and so forth. Very dry sound there. I'm looking at mixed articulations where you can key switch between the ones that I've played so far. So legato, staccato, pizzicato, all that stuff is all assigned to key switches down at the bottom, as you can hear. All right, we'll do giveaway number 2. We've been here an hour already. We've only covered, yes, it can be played completely dry. We only covered one thing. Yeah, I absolutely love the solo cello, the sound of the solo cello. We have 3 more giveaways. Our first winner was Gizmo, and so we will pick another winner. To be eligible, all you have to do is type into the chat. You have to be active in the chat in the last 5 minutes to be eligible for a giveaway. Oh, how many more instruments do we have? There's a ton. We're not going to be able to cover everything. On our site, available now. A little over 3 days left for the Kranyi Sounds Music Production Bundle. 3 days left for the Beat Magazine 12-month subscription. Remedy 2 Advanced MIDI Sampler. I've done a video on that. Modern Producers Bundle, also video on that. Pads and Drones plugin combo, also video on that. We do not have video for this. Parallel Aggressor and Tape Bundle by Baby Audio. Baby Audio is pretty good, though. That would be something to look at as far as effects plugins. If you like loops, sound packs, beat making, Modern Producers will have loops and one-shots. They also have presets for Omnisphere. So if you own Omnisphere, this has presets for that. So you get melodic sounds as well as drums, loops, one-shots, all that stuff. What we're looking at, mostly the Nordic cello, because if you don't know me, and this is new, I mostly do orchestral and orchestral electronic hybrid music, and I play rock guitar. So I like the orchestra, I like rock music. I don't really make beats and all that stuff anymore. So if you see me showing a plugin, it's where my interests lie. I like the cello. Drum Machines by Audio Thing, and then the Galaxy X. So we have all these different deals live now. All right, we're going to roll our second giveaway. We have not picked a person yet. All right, the winner of our second giveaway is Tim Kahl, K-A-H-L. Hey, don't spam the chat. That's really annoying. You know who you are. Don't spam the chat. Please and thank you. Tim Kahl, congratulations, sir. You know the drill. Please email support@audioplugin.deals. So Tiny Bites. After we do giveaways, I do this stuff all the time. I teach this stuff. I talk about this stuff. I have my own channel where I talk about this stuff. I do reviews for Sample Library Review. I own like everything. So if you want to pick my brain with more specific questions. Regarding the orchestra, I'm not if I do live streams like this every 2 weeks generally, and I'm not opposed to answering that kind of stuff after the end of the stream. So if I don't get to it today and in 2 weeks, and you have anyone really, orchestra stuff, I teach this, I do all kinds of stuff. So I'm happy to answer those questions. My channel is Be Free Productions. I don't really do anything on it anymore. I've done like some tutorials and stuff like that. Have I ever directed a live orchestra? No, I have not. However, I'd really like to, and I am currently working on getting my next video game score performed, possibly by the Erie, Pennsylvania Philharmonic Orchestra, and if not them, because they're local to the video game studio and local to the college I teach at, then I'm going to source it using, you know, there's a few different live orchestra sessions, so I won't actually direct it or conduct it, but I will actually engrave it and export that for them to perform, which is the next step in my journey. The real pinnacle is hearing your music performed while you're there in the room with a full orchestra. That's what Danny Elfman said was the best moment of his life. So, working there. All right. So I'm just gonna. So there, we've heard a lot of the Nordic cello. I'm gonna jump to the Galaxy keys because there's a lot of interesting sounds here that I would not expect to be in a library called Galaxy Keys. Okay, so this is from that. There's atmospheres. There's a ton of different sounds here. So the biggest thing I want to nail home when I talk about this is that I thought it was going to be an electric piano library, Galaxy, and then it was some really crazy stuff. Atmospheres, a lot of weird stuff like that. Yeah, I don't like Engine 2 either, but very interesting. A lot of sound design stuff here. There's some nice low end to it. Cheap and cheesy. I love bowed. Sounds. I'm gonna skip cheap and cheesy because I don't like cheap and cheesy sounds. Yeah, Engine is just a sampler, everyone. Just like Contact. It's the best service. A lot of you are probably familiar with Eduardo Terralante, who we've done deals on his products in the past, who makes some of the best like sample libraries and sound design stuff you can on the market. It's the best stuff you can get, and all of his libraries use this engine. Best service engine. So it's just a sampler. It's the plugin that hosts all of those kind of libraries, like I did earlier. Dark Era, Nada, Eduardo Terralante. We've done Epic World and Desert Winds as well, which I have here that are for the engine. So I don't like using all these different samplers, but the sounds are easily worth it for me. It's not problematic at all. It's just the interface. You can see the interface. It's a little bit. It looks pretty outdated, doesn't it, compared to even Contact 6? So just the GUI. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not problematic at all. I'm literally using it right now on Mac Ventura 13, and it's not even supported for that, but it's working fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it except the way it looks and the way that you browse can be a little bit tedious. What I'm doing is going here and doing that. There's really nothing wrong with it. Oh, I was using the cello. I was like, wait a second. I was playing the wrong instrument. See, that sound is awesome. Loops. That's what I'm trying to find out. So all the prices for all this stuff is on our page. Where is that? No, those are video game sound effects. Here. All pertinent information for everything I'm looking at today is there. It's this one that's playing. Latin percussion was playing. I'm making a percussion out of the whatchamacallit, the cello. The cello is doing the percussion here. So if you like to do, if you want organic percussion, some of the best stuff is like finding a library like this. And using weird sounds like hitting a cello to do that kind of stuff. Some really cool sounds in there. This one's... Make sure you adjust your velocities so it's not all machine gunny. You want to establish a beat, do something. Take those, make those the loudest in the room. And there you have it. That's why it's not looping. I was like, what the I want that snare to hit a little bit harder. So I'm going to double it with something. Maybe that? I don't do the Luke Van. I don't do the giveaways randomly. I always tell people, and then you can type something. There we go. And yes, the Galaxy keys will sync to your tempo, so you can do something like. All right, we're going to do another giveaway now. Hello, Jeremiah. Jeremiah said, "Hey, Brian, how was your holiday? It was very good. Traveled, had great time with family for Christmas. Anyone, if you'd like to win the giveaway, please make sure you're active in the chat. So if you've typed anything in the last 5 minutes, you are eligible." Yeah, so Christmas, I went to my aunt's house, which we do. And you guys know I love photography, and I was in Mongolia with like the golden eagles. And I've never gotten like a good photo of a bald eagle. I've seen them wild very rarely. And I know my aunt lives on the river. I mean, she shows me some crazy pictures of bald eagles, of even a bear that was on her shore one time. And so we went there and I brought my camera. And there's my eagle photo. It was pretty cool. They were really loud and they came and we were not expecting them because they like moved up shore or something like that, and they came out of nowhere. So ice on the river and the two bald eagles came down. And I need that page. Okay. Bald eagle, that's what they are. Everyone who said nice picture, thank you. Thank you. It's appreciated. All right, we're going to do the giveaway. John Ralston has won giveaway 3. Oh, there you are. Do I post photos on social media? Yes, I do. Is the giveaway money different from the points you earn with the account? Yeah. Giveaway can be used on anything, even the deals and all that. What camera do you have? I have a Canon 5D Mark III and a Canon 7D Mark II DSLR cameras, a Tamron 150 to 600 millimeter super telephoto that I use for wildlife. John, you won a $50 gift card. I feel like 2 of the winners had no idea they were even in this, right? Isn't that funny? Everyone's like typing away and wanting to win. Do your dogs ever chase after animals? Of course they do. Marley likes to try to kill rats. Cole's scared of them. I was afraid I'm going to have this mic here and then I'm going to drink and it's going to ruin it. It is big time karma. Yeah, last year Marley John, email support@audioplugin.deals. I have typed it up in the chat there right after I said winner. So if you look at what Audio Plugin Deals said, you've got all the info there. No problem. Congratulations. Okay. We're gonna do our final one right here because we've been going quite a while, and everyone's already eligible. So the final winner is Thomas Shimek. However the correct pronunciation is for your last name, Thomas, you have won. Oh, I thought I had a photo on my background of the one that I took in Mongolia, but I don't. Since we got on the subject of photography. This is what it was previously. These are some I took in Mongolia. Oh, there's Hans Zimmer. This is what my backgrounds used to be. That's right there is where I lived when we were there. You had to go all the way around there to get to it. This one's my favorite though because it shows you how weird that place was, how we have dry, no trees, camels, super dry, little patches, long winding roads, and like that tiny dot is a vehicle. So it was the most, and then we have snowy mountains in the background. My favorite picture there, as far as to sum it all up, what it was like. Oh yeah, I plan to travel quite a lot now that I've done it once. Now I've left the country. The floodgates are open. I have so many places I want to go, and I am gonna go. And of course, see more of America as well. I'll definitely be going to Nashville this year. And I want to go to Yellowstone too this year. How far are the Snowy Mountains? So those Snowy Mountains are the Altai Mountains, which is the border with China. So I mean, if that dot right there is a full size gigantic van filled with like, 8 people, you can kind of get an idea of how vast it is and how remote. So I mean, these camels were far away, and then that miles and miles and miles. Giveaways are done. They always leave because people are here only for the giveaways, which is, expected. They want to win. I don't blame them for that. That's why I say anytime anyone has any like serious questions, because the people who stick around at the end are the ones here to like learn about music production and stuff. I'm obligated to show you the deals. That's what I'm paid to do. But now that I'm here, you have access to me for a little bit. Oh, people wanted to follow me on social media. I guess Instagram was where I post most of my photos. And I have to enter the 6-digit code from my authorization app. Of course, my Instagram account got hacked last year. That was fun. Okay. So I'm not really big on social media. I don't really. You can, as far as music stuff, you can find me here more often than I am on my own channel. So it's b.free_productions on Instagram, and where you can see some of those Mongolia photos and stuff like that. So Nashville is where the Sound Yeti team is located. I'm going to start work. I do their tutorials and social media stuff, but I'm going to start working with them to release sound packs and expansions for their instruments and stuff. So we're going to be meeting this year. What complete orchestral VST sounds best with old school analog gear? Probably like nuclear. If you're blending an orchestra with like a synthesizers and stuff, generally something more dry and customizable. So like Spitfire Symphony is like recorded wet. It's made to sound like even BBC, it's all recorded in a room, whereas Audio Imperia, Jaeger, and Nucleus are recorded dry. They've been then post-processed to simulate being in a room, but like you can turn all that stuff off. And Audio Imperia, when you have stuff recorded, they were initially made to accompany trailer sounds, and so they're made to be combined with synthesizers and to still cut through a mix. They're dry and punchy as opposed to wet and spacious. I don't know. What's the best all-in-one vocal effects plugin? I don't process vocals or record vocals. I don't know. What real instruments do you play? electric guitar, acoustic guitar, pretty much any plucked string instrument. I have a bass, I have a mandolin, I have a dombra, a Kazakh. Where is my dombra? That was something that I remember we talked about a bit. And I don't know where the dombra is. It's somewhere around here. Maybe it's under something. I want to play the dombra now. I don't know where it is. I'm going to find it. I swear. Do I listen to hip hop? No. I mean, I used to. I used to rap. I used to make beats. That's how I started, really, in all of this. But I don't really listen to it anymore. I also play saxophone and then keyboards. What is a dombra? I'll show you. I'm all tangled up here. By the way, do you guys like the new arrangement? I've also been filming my videos differently. I'm totally tangled right now. Be right back. So, what is a dombra? I'll show you. So, when I was in Mongolia, I knew of this instrument before. No, I have not played the Mongolian fiddle. I was thinking about buying one of those, but there's so much. They're big and a lot more expensive, and I would have to fly it back to America on a 16-hour flight from South Korea. So I chose this one instead. It is a two-string. Oh, I didn't realize the. It is a two-stringed lute. It's a Kazakh instrument, obviously. They play them in Mongolia and Western Mongolia. In all of Mongolia, a lot of them play the dombra, but specifically in Western Mongolia, in the remote places where I was at, their culture is 95% Kazakh, and this is what they play. So two strings, no pick, a tiny little sound hole. And this was a very cheap instrument bought at a market. So that's a dombra. That's what it is. It's a fun little instrument. Oh, you can play chords. Oh, they're nylon. It's pretty cool. You play some blues with it. Yeah, I don't know where to put it. So that's what it is. Fun little thing I bought when I was there. I knew going in I was going to buy it because I just wanted one. No, there's not really. I don't want to put it on the wall. So Impact Soundworks actually has a sampled Kazakh dombra, which I used in the score for the documentary about Mongolia that inspired me to actually go to Mongolia. So we've come full circle, okay? I watched documentary, wrote a score using a sampled Kazakh dombra, went to the same place as the documentary with the same people who filmed the documentary and bought a Kazakh dombra and brought it back here. That's full circle for you. All right, I'm gonna go. It's 4:10. Pretty much everyone's probably like, "What are you doing?" But yeah, you want an orchestral library to blend with something, I'd say like Nucleus or Audio Imperia, Jaeger, Nucleus. So I teach music composition to college kids, and the library I picked for them in their classroom is a Nucleus Lite. So it's a great all-around starter, versatile library. You ever listen to DJ scratching? No, not really. Yeah, I was also given a robe from someone there in Mongolia. It's like this really lush I actually love it. It used to be hanging up right here on this thing, but that was distracting in the videos. I was given this, a very, and where that's the back of it. Where's the front of it? There we go. A traditional Kazakh male outfit. Very lovely, very warm, handmade. I was given that when I was in Mongolia. Fantastic. All right. Right, it is sharp. It's fantastic. Hello from east of Cleveland, Ohio. I was just in Ohio over the, not for Christmas, but for the Christmas, pre-Christmas holidays. I was just in Ohio. All right. Any more questions, concerns, comments, anything? any complaints, you can send it to support and they'll forward it to me, and I probably will ignore it. But yeah. Thank you, everyone. We'll be back in 2 weeks. And keep an eye out for more videos because there's a lot more coming up. And have a good weekend.